guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be filming a sit down video. I never get to do videos like this, and I was able to find one little area in our house that does not have boxes stacked up so that y'all can have a halfway decent background. But I'm going to share my moving tips and advice with y'all today. I had a lot of requests for this because I have moved so many times, and for those of you who don't know, we are moving in 2 days, and we have moved a lot in the last few years. My husband was in the military, so we moved across the country from Colorado back to Alabama when he got out, and then we have also moved a couple of hours. We have moved down the road, so we have a lot of experience with moving, a lot of different kinds of moves. We've moved without kids, we've moved with a kid, we've moved with a baby, now we're moving with a toddler. So I want to share my top tips with y'all in hopes that this will help you be less stressed during your move and just make things so much easier on you, because over the years we have definitely figured out what works best for us. Everyone's gonna be different. It's gonna vary depending on how many people are in your family, how big your house is, how far you're moving, you know, all that stuff. But I'm hoping that this helps and makes your life a little bit easier during your move. So the first thing I'm going to go over is things that you need to start doing 1 month out from your move, or longer if you know more ahead of time. Like if you're moving to a house that has been being built for a long time and you have known for a while that you're going to be moving, then these are things you can start even earlier than a month out. So the first thing is to just start purging. Start going through things, getting rid of things, make a sell pile, make a donate pile, and get rid of everything that you have not used over the last few months. I learned this really quickly after our first move. We only lived in Colorado for like 2 years, but we accumulated so much stuff while we were there, and when we moved, we took it all with us. And so much of the stuff was things that we did not need anymore, but we had so much clutter once we moved into our new house because it was things that we packed in boxes, and we had a big storage room, and we put those in that storage room, and we never even unpacked those boxes, and they just sat in there. So they were so pointless. We could have got rid of all that and not had to move it across the country. So that's my first tip, is to start purging, selling, and donating at least 1 month out, but sooner if you can. Go ahead and contact your property management company, your realtor, your landlord, whatever the case is for you, and figure out what needs to be done about your utilities, like how you need to go about turning your utilities off, what needs to be done about turning in keys, and all that little stuff that you may forget about. A lot of property management companies are good about sending you emails up to the time that you move out with like tips, things that you may need to know, things that you may forget to do, and you know, important things that you need to know. So if you have a good property management company like that, then that's great. But if you don't, then you need to definitely contact them far enough ahead of time to where you will know what is going on. My next tip is to start saving packing paper and bubble wrap and any boxes that you can save, because if you're like me, you order a lot. You order from Amazon, I even order our dog food. I order everything just about. So start saving those things, and then start asking around in your neighborhood or your local yard sale pages. Just ask around for people who may have moving boxes. You can go to your local grocery stores and ask for boxes. We have tons of egg boxes that my mom is able to get from her local grocery store. They just give her all the egg boxes that they get when she wants them. So she will go by there and pick them up for us. And it's really nice because all of those boxes are the same size. They stack really well. It's easy to organize them on our U-Haul when we move, and it's really nice to have as many boxes of the same size as you can. Our first move, when my husband ETS from the Army, we actually went to Lowe's and we bought all new boxes and packing paper and tape and all that stuff because the Army was going to reimburse us. But if you're on a budget and you're not in that situation where you're going to be reimbursed for your move, then you'll probably want to start getting as much free stuff as you can. But just start saving those things, and it will help you a lot with your expenses with your move for sure. Another thing that you can start taking care of about a month out is things like your pharmacies, your doctors, your dentists, things that you need to switch over. Like for me, I have to make an appointment as soon as we move to get Carson in for his 18-month appointment at his new doctor's office. So I have it written down that I need to make that appointment at his new doctor's office and get everything transferred over from his current doctor to his new doctor. And the same thing when we have to make new dentist appointments, and we have to switch our pharmacies over, so things like that. Don't forget to do that ahead of time, as far ahead of time as you can. Another thing is to take pictures of your new house and know exactly what closets you have, what storage space you have, and that way you know and you can plan out where things are going to go when you get to your new house. Like, I have a small coat closet right now for my business storage, but when we get to our new house, we have a big linen closet, and we don't have a linen closet right now. So I'm gonna use that big linen closet for my business when I get there. So I'm gonna make sure that I label my boxes that I unpack out of my coat closet here. I'm gonna label it linen closet. That way, whoever is putting it in the new house will know, okay, I need to put this near the linen closet. About 2 weeks out from your move, you may want to contact your property management or your realtor or your landlord again about keys and things like that, just so that everyone is on the same page. They may contact you, but if they don't, just make sure that you contact them. Make your appointments for your carpet cleaning, your tile cleaning, whatever you have to have cleaned to be able to move out. Most property management companies, every property management company that we have ever worked with has required us to professionally clean the carpets when we move out. So start making those appointments, get that set up ahead of time, and remember that that needs to be done after your furniture is moved out. Look into U-Hauls or whoever you're going to be using for your move. Make sure that you have a way to get all of your vehicles to your location and all of your stuff that you're moving. So look into U-Haul places, know where you're going to be picking it up and returning it when you get to your new place. Remember to change your addresses on things. So if you're ordering things online that will not be getting to you within the next week or two, make sure that you go ahead and put your new address on there. Don't forget that. That's very important. So here is what I started doing 1 week out. So today is Wednesday. So about, let's see, last Thursday or Friday, I started doing these things. And we are moving Friday and then taking the weekend to get moved in. So about a week out, and you may, depending on your job, your schedule, if you have help or not, you may need to start doing these things earlier. Just do whatever you think is going to give you enough time to where you're not getting stressed out over it. So about a week out, what I do is purge last minute things that may still need to be gotten rid of. If there's anything that I need to like list for sale on my local yard sale page or anything I need to donate, I will do that, get that taken care of, and pack the things that we are not using. So right now I have tons of stuff packed. I mean, pretty much everything that we don't need just like these last few days are packed. I started with my kitchen. I packed everything, every dish, every cup, every appliance, everything that we are not currently using. I went ahead and got packed because on the last day when we're packing each room to, move everything the last day, I want pretty much everything to already be packed, and then I just have to pack all of the little last minute things. So pack the things you aren't using so that all that is taken care of. Do one room at a time. I like to start with the hardest room, which is the kitchen for me. There's just so much stuff in there, and you don't really realize it until you start putting everything into boxes and you're like, where did all this stuff come from? So, and then what you want to do is you want to go through your checklist, your move out checklist from your property management company or whoever you are getting that from. If you're a homeowner and you're renting out your house, you're probably going to have to do the same thing. We had to do that when we rented ours out. We had to do everything that the tenants would be responsible for doing because we wanted our house to be left in great condition for them to move into, and that way we had high expectations for them when they moved out. So you're going to want to make a list. You're going to want to go through everything that they have sent you that you need to do when you move out and merge that list with anything that you need to do personally that you know that you need to do before you move out. So like our property management company this time sent us a list of things that people may forget to do, like cleaning the light fixtures, cleaning the changing the air filter, that kind of thing. So that was really helpful. And so I added it to the things that I already knew that I needed to do before we move out. So I will upload my list, I will put it in my Dropbox, and I will put it in the description box of this video. That way you can download it and you can edit it to fit what you need it to say, but you will have a really good outline to get you started and have a to-do list that you can check off. It's categorized and all of that, so it's very organized. I'm a very organized person. If I don't have organization and structure, I get very stressed out, so it will be very helpful for you. Something else you may want to add to your list is places that you need to change your address for. Like for me, it's my SCENTSY business, Amazon, my local Walmart for grocery pickup, because I don't want to move and then go to do grocery pickup and accidentally order groceries from my previous Walmart. I mean, that would just not be good. And just any website that you use very often, or your bank accounts, that kind of thing, you'll want to change all of those addresses. So like I said, when you're purging your last minute items and you're packing up the things that you're not using, I always start with the hardest room first. That way I can just get it over with, get it done and out of the way. I have good music to listen to keep me motivated. I really like to listen to Pop 2K, and if any of you are 90s babies, you're probably the same way. I love to listen to that on Sirius XM, or just anything that is like upbeat and will keep me motivated and make me just want to like dance while I'm packing, instead of being like, oh, I hate what I'm doing. When you're making your list, make sure that you have a move out list and a move in list, because you're not going to want to be making a move in list once you move in. You're going to want to do that ahead of time, because you're just going to have so much going on in your mind that you want to put this down on paper, have it done and taken care of. That way when you do get moved in, you can just look at your list and say, what do I need to do? What I do when I'm packing each room at a time is I try to pack one room each day. That's the easiest way for me. That way you're not all over the place. You know everything is getting packed that needs to get packed, and that way it isn't too overwhelming. Don't waste time on unnecessary things like unpacking your dresser drawers and repacking them when you get there. Just leave everything in your dresser drawers if you can. If your drawers come out of your dresser, just what I do is leave the clothes in there, take the drawers out of the dresser to move the dresser so that it makes it not as heavy, and then you can just put the drawers back in there when it's on the U-Haul, and then do the same thing when you get there. Or you can just pack them individually, however you want to do it. But it's just so much easier to just leave all of your clothes in the drawers, leave things in baskets, storage baskets, whatever you have things in, just leave the things in there, and don't take everything out just to have to put it back in there. Don't forget to label your breakable items as fragile. Make it very noticeable. One of my top tips, if you don't have a whole lot of packing paper or you don't want to buy a whole lot of packing paper, is use soft things like blankets and towels and washcloths, hand towels, sheets, pillowcases, anything like that that you can use as padding for things like your glasses, your breakable decor, anything like that. Stuff like that works really well, and honestly it works better than packing paper. You can use things like that, and you can also use foam plates to place in between your breakable plates to keep them from getting broken. Utilize every bit of space you have in your boxes, so figure out how you can pack the most into there. And honestly, if it's your first time moving, you may not be as good at it yet, but if you do it multiple times like we have, you'll get really good at it. So things like packing all of your spices in your crock pot, instead of just packing your crock pot, putting the lid over it, and that's space that you could put things in. So use your crock pot, put your spices in it. Pack things in your big, like if you have big punch bowls or mixing bowls, you can fit things into that. I pack wine glasses in my oven mitts, like one wine glass in each oven mitt. I mean, you can really get creative and figure out ways to save space when you have moved a lot. You get really good at it. Pack your clothes on the hangers. You can get boxes that you can actually hang your clothes in, or you can just take your clothes, put them in a box on the hangers, just fold them over once or twice, whatever works to fit them in there, and just leave them on the hangers. That way, when you get to your new house, you can just hang everything right up. You're not having to take hangers off, put hangers back on. That's just such a time waster, and it kind of is just like the folded clothes. You don't want to take your clothes out of your drawers and then have to put them right back in there. It's just so unnecessary. So pack your clothes on the hangers, and you can even separate your clothes by trash bags. Like if you want to hang a trash bag over a group of clothes and label it shirts. Meal plan. Think about your meals for the week. You're gonna have a lot going on. You're probably not gonna have time to cook, and you're not gonna want to cook. You're probably not gonna have very much energy to cook or think about what you want to eat. So things like HelloFresh or Home Chef, things like that come to you where the ingredients are already in the box. You don't have to think about what you're gonna make. You can do things like that if you still wanna cook, or you can do pre-made meals. You can do pre-made salads like I do for lunch. You can do frozen meals, crock pot meals. Those are the kind of things that I do during the week of our move. Or you can just order takeout or pizza if you want to do that, if you're not on a strict budget. And another thing you want to start doing about a week out is patching your holes. Patch all of your nail holes, your screw holes from things you've had hanging up. Patch anything that needs to be repaired so that you can paint it, and you can have plenty of time for it to dry if you have to sand it and then paint it.
When you are taking all of your nails and screws out, the easiest way to not miss anything when you need to go back and patch your holes is to stick a piece of painter's tape next to each hole. That way when you go back to patch everything, you don't leave anything out.
So 2 days before your move, you want to make sure that you forward your address with USPS. Go ahead and get that taken care of and get everything going to your new place. Make sure your address is changed with everyone else that it needs to be changed with. Start packing your essentials in suitcases. So just like you're going on a vacation, your bathroom essentials, any clothes you need for the next few days. Start cleaning things that can be cleaned that won't get dirty. So light fixtures, ceiling fans, baseboards, your fireplace, things like that. The day before your move, make sure you do the laundry, do everything that, or even 2 days before, however you want to do it, but you're going to need to pack your washer and dryer pretty soon. So make sure all of your laundry is washed that needs to be washed, and go ahead and pack your dishes and just start using disposables. You can use solo cups and disposable plates and utensils and all of that just to make your life easier, because you don't want to be washing dishes or using your dishwasher a whole lot, and you don't want to have all of those dishes to pack at the last minute. It's just so much easier to just use disposables. So during your move, when you are loading everything on your U-Haul, remember to load last what needs to come off first, like your mattresses, toddler beds, kids beds, things that are essential for you and your kids. Anything that you know that you're gonna need off as soon as you get there, make sure you load those things last. You don't want to load anything first that needs to come off first, because then you're never going to find it until you get everything off when you get to your new house. So keep that in mind. Pack your cold food in coolers. So we have like a big Yeti cooler that we're going to pack all of our freezer stuff in. And then we have little coolers that we just pack everything that we can in. Make sure that you aren't buying a whole lot of food the last week before you move. That way nothing gets wasted, especially if you're moving a long way like we did a few years ago. Keep that in mind. Make sure you're not going to have a whole lot of food going to waste. And if you're moving close enough that you can save all of your food, just pack it in coolers and then put it back in the fridge and the freezer when you get to your new house. Make sure you keep a box readily available of things that are important that you're gonna need. So things like baby essentials, if you have a baby, toys and snacks for your kiddos or your toddler, that's so important. Things to keep them occupied and food to keep them occupied, because let's face it, they want a snack like every 2 minutes. Toilet paper, disposable plates, cups, bedding, pillows, snacks and food for you, trash bags, dog food or cat food if you have pets, medicine that you may have to take on a daily basis, baby proofing items. That's so important if you have a toddler and you're like OCD about baby proofing like we are. The last thing we're gonna do before we move out is unbaby proof the cabinets and the plug outlets. So that's gonna be the first thing we baby proof when we get there. You want to have a knife or scissors or whatever you're gonna use to open your boxes when you get there. Remember, if you have young kids, they're gonna need entertainment while you're moving in, and you're not gonna have a TV hooked up yet or anything like that. So whatever you use for entertainment, an iPad, your phone, snacks, toys, anything that you can have for entertainment, or you can just let them play in the boxes if they're young enough. Like Carson loves to just go through the boxes and just play in the boxes, unpack things out of the boxes. So that kind of stuff keeps him so content, and it has kept him content while unpacking, because I will just give him like a box of stuff that has things that like stack, and just let him like stack those things, take them out, put them back in, and it keeps him content for the longest.
I wanted to share a few more tips with y'all as I was packing everything, and the first tip is to wrap your curtain rods in plastic wrap and tape the ends with packing tape so that they don't slide out. Just wrap the room on there and put your hardware in a Ziploc bag and just tape that to the curtain rods. That way everything stays together. Another tip is for when you're packing your kitchen, you can use paper towels to put between your glass dishes, and I just do 2 layers so that everything is protected, and then I just wrap the outside of everything with packing paper or bubble wrap or whatever I'm using to protect it. I do the same thing to separate my pots and pans and keep them from getting damaged, and I use either foam plates or thick paper plates in between my breakable plates. My next tip is to get organized if you aren't already. I got these trays for $1 a piece at Dollar Tree and organized all of my drawers a while back, and it has been amazing for being able to find stuff. But I also realized when I started packing how awesome it is for packing. Imagine if you had to pack all of this individually. But when you have it organized like this, you can just fit everything pretty much into one box and then just easily pull it all out and put it right into the drawers when you get to your new place. When I label my boxes, I write the room on the top so that the movers or whoever is moving everything into the house knows what room it goes into. And then I also write the room on the side of the box, but then I add the details of exactly what is in that box. And one last random little tip is to put painter's tape to keep your drawers and your doors from opening when you're moving your furniture to prevent any damages.
So, and then after you have everything moved out, you can have your carpet cleaning done, your tile cleaning, or whatever you need to have done like that. You can hire someone to do your move out cleaning if you don't want to do it yourself. So little man just woke up, perfect timing. We hope you enjoyed this video and that it helps you and helps make your life easier during your move. If you have additional questions or you find the checklist very helpful, please comment below and let me know. I would love to know if this helps. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in our next video. Can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Wait, bye-bye. Bye, guys.